We're going to talk about the Models 4 approach. Now, previous lectures within this module, we've talked about what is reflective practice, what does it mean to be reflective, the philosophy of reflective learning, etc., etc.
Reflective practice means different things to different people. There are different kinds of reflection and different practices of it, but essentially, reflective practice is a way of learning to improve performance.
We're looking at how we apply these models. We may have some sort of personalised model of reflection and how we reflect at this stage of our career. And we look at applying that in a very practical setting, and that'll obviously follow on when we go out onto the pitch later on, and Tom will be taking the session. All got pens with you?
There are 3 types of reflection that practitioners can follow to maximise performance. These are reflecting for action, reflecting in action, and reflecting on action.
Reflection for action is really trying to link together the significant learning from a past event, match or experience with what's coming up. So, for example, if you were preparing a team for a particular event or match, you might want to say things like, remember what we did well last time, remember why we did it well, let's remind ourselves of how we can do it again. A coach might also want to say something like, remember what we need to do to change from last time. So it's that bridge between the past and the present.
To encapsulate this, I think.
Let's get our thoughts down on paper, all right? As I said, it doesn't have to be that neat.
I think it's probably best for people to explore different ways to reflect.
We've split what went well and what needs changing.
Some people use what's called mind maps, which is really bubbles and linking up ideas and thoughts in particular ways. Other people can use still or moving images in particular ways and create a kind of photo montage or photo story. Some people use what's called storyboarding, which is a rather nice way of reflecting on a particular event where an event is described, and then you ask learners to kind of pick out significant events in that and create a kind of picture story of that. So there are lots and lots of techniques.
Roleplay is another technique that helps students to reflect on their practice. Students are given the opportunity to reflect alone and receive constructive feedback by acting out the role of a professional coach.
And then look for the pass. Excellent. Okay, you all get it? Okay, go! I've been selected now as part of the course to lead the session in terms of the use of reflective methods. In terms of my session, I'm not going to hold part hole in that they're coming out to play the game so I can see what they've got straight away. Breaking it down into possibly a passing grid and a bit of fun to start with, because some of them are not all rugby players, and then ending in a game and see if the communication levels, which I'm kind of looking for, has improved.
Once a match starts, coaches are reflecting in action. In other words, they're having to think on their feet. In a profession where improving performance is crucial, reflecting in action is essential.
He's very much responding to the cues of the environment in terms of how enthusiastic the performers are, their ability to retain the information that he's given, and their ability to carry out the tasks asked.
Short. Good, nice communication, Harry. As a coach, I'm feeling quite confident. They're getting what I want to deliver and they're achieving the outcomes which I've set myself already. In terms of things I would change, maybe I would get them in a bit more to talk. But in a day like this, I don't really want to settle down and obviously get them cooling down in the day like this. So just basically trying to keep them warm and keep them moving.
The major benefits of reflecting in action are for the players or the athlete, because what they benefit from is a coach that's thinking, that's looking, that's listening, that's actually responding to what they're doing and saying, rather than a coach that's trying to work his or her way through some predetermined script.
And pass. Okay.
It helps to use several other skills, like observing, questioning and communicating, to refine reflective practice.
If she's throwing the ball up and she's catching, what does she need to be doing?
What Tom was doing and doing really well was that his observation skills were excellent, and because they were excellent, it enabled him to make certain kinds of decision. And the decisions he was making enabled him to say certain things. So that's why there was a lot of reflective conversation around communication.